going on, guys? I know this is long overdue, but I'm finally sharing this video of me demonstrating my coloring process for this piece right here. This piece is on the simpler side, and the reason is because it's going to be used as a panel for my comic book that I'm working on and off for multiple long periods of time. I'd say I'm probably gonna call this like a, Copic coloring, or like an intro to coloring with Copics demonstration or demo. Those of you that have been following know that, my illustrations are usually more, elaborate with the coloring schemes. This one was, a little bit simpler, not that many colors used in this image here. And I think it would be a good way to introduce somebody to how to use Copics and, general blending techniques from a simpler side. And yeah, so let's get into this one.
All right, so part of my process for illustrating these, simplified mini illustrations for my comic book is I like to ink over the sketch, and then I tend to erase the pencil sketch after I get like a general ink outline. And from there, you see I'm coloring her hair here. And the way I approached it was I started with the lighter pink and then added more, darker pink tones on top for, like, I guess the detailing of her curls. For her eyebrows, I went a little darker, and then I just started working on the lips. I'm kind of very inconsistent. It's not really like a plan that I stick to every time where I go like hair, skin, lips. It was just like did the hair, felt like doing the eyes, did the lips, and then went from there. And again, in this piece, it's very like you're not going to see more than two tones when it comes to how I'm shading this piece. As you can see here with the skin, I laid down a base color and then I added in my shadows. And I think that's just like a great way to get to know, Copic markers and just blending with them. You're gonna see the trend here is just like me starting with the light Copic, then adding in shadows with the darker Copic, and then I might even go over those shadows with the lighter Copic again, and then that might create like a three-tone layer of shadow or shading here. Again, in other pieces, I'm sure you've seen like all types of color schemes, but for these mini, 6x6 inch illustrations that I'm gonna like edit and make, look a certain way for my comic book, I tend to just go simple so that I could keep it moving with these pages. And even with that said, I'm like behind on, putting out my first release of this comic book, but it's coming. It's gonna come. It has to. Here I moved on to the male character. Same thing. Started with the skin color though, since my boy got a fade out here, so a skin fade, had to start with that. Then added the pinks in, then added the darker tones for the curls, and went from there. And now we're obviously on to the shirt. I'm like recording the voiceover as I'm watching this video myself. So I apologize if it seems like it's moving a little quickly, but I think you guys are seeing the trend here that is just, base tone is the lightest tone, then you add to it with a darker tone, and then you might go back with the light tone again to blend it together. I'm always kind of blending with the lighter tone. I know there's like Copic has these colorless blenders, which I use every now and then, but for the most part, I like to blend with the lighter marker instead of the colorless blender. I feel like the colorless blender kind of waters it down. If anything, I've used the colorless blender for like correcting mistakes. But anyway, now you can see, we've gotten to the re-inking phase, and I'm actually working with a what's it called, a brush pen, and I'm making the outer lines the thickest so that they kind of pop out of the page here, and then I'm making like the inner outlines the skinniest, you could say. From there, I'm using another water brush pen to add some like little details of white to kind of just blend in. Um, Nothing too crazy. I hope this wasn't, too speedy for you guys, but I think the main takeaway from this video when working with Copics, or just so that you're not intimidated the first time you work with Copics, is work with two tones, your base tone and then your shadow tone, and you know that's the best way to get to know blending with Copics. Um, Eventually you'll start to blend with colors you didn't expect to do. Like my last major illustration, I was like bringing in grays with the pinks, which is something I don't normally do, but I just wanted like a darker feel for that piece. Or Another tip that I saw online once was like looking at a color wheel and using the opposite color as your shadow color. I haven't tried that yet, but when I do, I'll let you know. But yeah, we're here at the end of this video. I know it was a short one, but I wanted to put something out because I owed you for a while now. I hope it helped you in any way. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a future tutorial where I'm like showing you or tutorial or demo where I'm showing you my process and detailing exactly what I'm doing in a very like elaborate illustration. But for this first one, I just wanted to do something simple, something that would get you a taste of what it's like to work with Copics and inking and all that. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button, dislike it if you didn't like it, drop a hate comment if I was talking too fast, or if you liked it, let me know. But yeah, till next time. Hopefully next time isn't too far away. Thank you for tuning in.